Best times of year to be a sports fan. Not only do we have the NFL draft at the end of this week, we have the MLB regular season, the NBA and NHL playoffs, not to mention plenty of high school and college sports to keep us busy. We'll get to all of that throughout the week, but first, let's start with a wrap-up of the Comets season. The Comets ended the regular season with an even 1-1 split against the Syracuse Crunch. Even though they lost in Friday night's contest, they rebounded in dramatic fashion on Saturday. The Comets found themselves down 2-0 midway through the second period, but they were able to get going when Shane LaChance tipped in a point shot for his first goal as a pro. Then, in the third, Ryan Wheeler fired a low shot from the blue line that found its way to the back of the net to tie things up. With 2:45 remaining, Xavier Parent buried the third unanswered goal of the night, securing the victory. With the Comets season now over, they'll look to the offseason and wait for an opportunity to compete again soon. Let's continue our weekend catch-up by heading to college. On Saturday, Colgate women's lacrosse captured their 5th straight win and their first winning season since 2018. They defeated the Lehigh Mountain Hawks 11-10 on the road. The Raiders found themselves down 3-0 after the Mountain Hawks scored 3 quick goals in the first 5 minutes. Both teams traded the lead and tied it 5 times until Lucy Lederman drove inside and used a backhand flick into the back of the net for the 6th tie of the game. Then Lauren Kirk gave the Raiders a 10-9 lead. Lucy Licata completed a hat trick that gave the Raiders a 2-goal advantage with 7 minutes to go, and that proved to be the game winner. With the win, they earned themselves a ticket to the Patriot League playoffs. Schools may be on spring break, but we do still have some games that are being played. First, we'll head to CVA. Oneida traveled to CVA in what was a thriller. The Express took a 9-4 run lead into the 4th inning. Then, CVA said, wait a minute, we're not out of it just yet, and scored 6 runs to take a 10-9 lead at the bottom of the 4th. If you thought it was over, you were mistaken. Neither team scored in the 5th or 6th, but Oneida pulled off one to tie the ball game at 10-all. CVA had other plans than going into extra innings, though, and scored a walk-off at the bottom of the 7th to secure their 4th win of the season. Then, in baseball, another one that went down to the wire. Whitesboro hosted New Hartford. Whitesboro took a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 3rd, and it stayed that way until the top of the 5th when New Hartford scored 3 runs. Whitesboro responded with 2 runs of their own, and we remained tied the rest of the way until Whitesboro scored the walk-off run in the 8th. Remember, as always, updated scores for all games can be found on our sports scoreboard on our website. Syracuse.com released their Week 3 high school baseball rankings. In Class AAA, RFA rose into the rankings after not being ranked at all in Week 2. There was no change for Whitesboro in Class AA as they still sit at number 2. In Class A, New Hartford leapfrogged Camden for the number 4 spot after being ranked number 5 last week, and Little Falls keeps their place in Class B as the number 3 team, and Oriskany remains the cream of the crop of the Class D team, staying in that number 1 spot. Baseball rankings are revealed every Monday throughout the season until the end of sectionals.
All right, Dorian, thank you so much. That's all the time we've got for Eyewitness Sports. Coming up right now after the break, in 2015, Pope Francis visited the U.S., making a stop in D.C. to address Congress. We'll tell you more in tonight's News Nation Political Minute.